It is Sunday, the 15th of May, 2016. I'm in front of the Unitarian Church of Montreal. I'm just wrapping up my ongoing alternative spiritual practice of protesting against Unitarian Universalist injustices, abuses, and hypocrisy. A protest that has been going on for 18 years now because it began in May of 1998. I can't remember the exact date when I first began protesting outside the Unitarian Church of Montreal, but I do recall that it was sometime in May of 1998, so do the math. So here we are. I was actually basically about to leave when a woman came out. She was leaving the church. I'm not sure if she's a member or not. I have a feeling she might not be. She might just be someone who's visiting. Anyway, she was coming out here, and she had a bike, and she saw the slogan, she looked at it, and then she kind of said, I don't remember exact words, but essentially, why should I believe this? I don't find it very convincing, blah, blah, blah. Who are you talking about? Which cases? Do you know? Yeah, she asked if I personally knew the victims of clergy sex abuse that I'm talking about here. So I said, well, no, I don't personally know the specific victims in this particular matter personally, and I said what I'm protesting against is the fact that the Unitarian Universalist Association is falsely accusing me of blasphemous libel for talking about some cases of clergy sex abuse. And in her mind, if I don't know the people personally, well, I shouldn't be protesting. Well, no, I know myself personally, and I'm the one who's being falsely accused of blasphemous libel for talking about Unitarian Universalist clergy sex abuse. So basically this is a protest about the false blasphemous libel accusation against me. But getting back to the actual victims of clergy sex abuse that are involved in this, I told the woman that I didn't know these people personally, but I'd read the newspaper reports about what happened. And specifically, I didn't go into details because she basically wasn't interested. She was incredibly skeptical. She basically said, if you don't have the actual newspapers in hand to show me, I don't believe you, kind of thing. I said, well, look, you can easily go online and run a Google search and find out, what's going on here. But, she just, basically she didn't want to know, She was essentially saying, give me absolute total proof right now or I don't believe you, kind of thing, definitely from a stance of non-belief. So anyway, if she actually bothered to look online for the false blasphemous libel accusation against me, she'd see, who I'm talking about. And, she would see who the pedophiles and rapists are. She could then Google them and discover, well, yes, Reverend Mac Wallace Mitchell of the Northborough and Westborough Unitarian churches did in fact, lure Tibetan refugees away from India with promises of a better life in America and systematically raped them over a period measured in years. And yes, he was eventually charged, tried, and convicted of forcible rape of teenage Tibetan refugees. And then she'd also find, well, yes, Richard Buell of First Parish Norwell, was in fact convicted of raping pre-teen girls who were no older than 12 years old at times the rapes took place, and might have been as young as 6, according to some estimates. And yes, the Unitarian Universalist Association did in fact hire Stikeman Elliott barristers and solicitors litigation lawyer Maitre Marc-Andre Coulombe to accuse Rob and Edgar of the criminal act of blasphemous libel for allegedly making unfounded and vicious allegations to the effect that ministers of the association engage in such despicable crimes of pedophilia and rape, when in fact he was telling the truth. When in fact he spoke about Reverend Mac Wallace Mitchell, he spoke about Richard Buell. There were other cases that he did not speak about yet, that he could have, other cases of rape, other cases of pedophilia. But no, in terms of what the Unitarian Universalist Association is claiming, Rob and Edgar is in fact telling the truth, and there's nothing even remotely unfounded or blasphemous about, what he's saying about Unitarian Universalist pedophiles and rapists. But, this woman is essentially doesn't want to know. She's one of the many, many people who do not want to believe that A, Unitarian Universalists have a bit of a clergy sex abuse problem, and B, that Unitarian Universalists go to extreme and even batshit crazy lengths to cover up and hide their clergy sex abuse problem. So on that note, we are pretty well wrapping up this protest. We might have another conversation or two, but I'd say we're pretty well done. So, got some people leaving with flowers, which makes me... I didn't see anyone else. I was sort of half wondering if maybe it was flower communion today. It's not impossible, but no, it's probably just people who are leaving with some flowers that were there. Oh, the guys came around again. I walked around the church. So, anyhow, I think we're pretty well done for Sunday, May 15th. And it's actually been quite a good protest. Had some interesting conversations, had some interesting interactions, and had no interactions with the SPVM, which is a good thing, I think, for the SPVM, because unfortunately, all too often, they abuse their power when they talk to me. You know, they basically make false claims about me breaking the law, when as far as I'm concerned, I'm not breaking the law. You know, and they even make like ludicrous accusations like you can't protest in a bus stop zone, and you know, generally try to dissuade me from protesting in various ways, threats of tickets, threats of criminal charges, and so on. Yeah, we're done for the day. So kind of waiting for the yeah, we're done. I may come back and have another look, but I'm gonna go and have a nice cup of tea or coffee and some lunch or something, and may come back and see if they've erased the chalked slogans.